Yeah, it's a lot easier to do when you're like fully prepared versus just kind of like leaving it to the whim of our conversation. I like to be as prepared as possible because it's like you'll kind of waste time thinking about thinking. And it's a lot easier to just have it prepared beforehand.
Mhm.
So the thesis that we had after the training is around like female anatomy and training modalities. So I think in our last conversation, did we ever talk about periodization?
Mhm.
Are you familiar with what that is? So in the sports training world, periodization is the method at which you plan a training routine over a long period of time. So that way it compounds on the last season. So let's say for 1 month you train strength, you bulk up a little bit, you build muscle, stuff like that. Second month you train speed, and then third month you train like minute details. So you start from like macro and you go like all the way down to micro improvements. That's kind of like the idea. So when you're training, there is also the other micro, which is learning about how your cycle actually gives you the peak and the weak phases, if that makes
Okay.
sense.
Okay.
So according to her, these are the notes that I have here. Uh, Women not on birth control will experience much greater fluctuations in strength and performance because their hormones aren't synthetically stabilized. Um, in part of the conversation, uh, we actually spoke about um, some people take birth control not only to help with their cycles, but because the cycles are kind of regulated, it puts it on a more equal, uh, not a plateau, but like the fluctuation of it.
Mhm.
It reduces how high and low the fluctuations feel with your strength, if that
Gotcha.
makes sense.
The variation is less variable.
There's a lot less variation because it's more stable.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then she was talking about how the peak phase, where it's like the first 2 weeks leading up to ovulation, the female body is primed and typically at its absolute strongest. And then the weak phase is the luteal phase, which is right before the cycle begins when it's at its weakest.
Mhm.
So being able to just kind of like know when that's happening, so that way when your fatigue is increasing or your strength drops, you can adjust for micro drilling. So like if you're doing weightlifting, for example, or like really heavy kicks, maybe instead of doing strength based drills, you can do speed stuff or like technical training, more like refined motion. That was kind of something that I took away from that conversation, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then the other part was how the recovery window for women is actually a lot smaller. So there is a fun part in the conversation where because of estrogen and um, like progesterone,
Pro
I don't remember
estrogen, yeah. What estrogen?
um, because of it because of that hormone, women go into recovery mode significantly faster than men. So, like if you're working out and then you want to take your protein, women have a 1 to 2 hour window where your body is exiting the work phase and it goes into recovery. So, like if you want to benefit from like bulking and like the protein synthesis, women have to ingest it within the first 1 to 2 hours after a workout. Versus
Gotcha.
men, because of the masculine hormones, it keeps them in the anabolic state, which is like the workout uh, uh, phase of their body,
Mhm.
where we have a more like massive window, which is like 3 to 4 hours longer to be able to build from. And it was just kind of a funny philosophy thing. I went like, how beautiful is that uh, symbolism that the feminine hormone and energy creates faster recovery, and then the masculine hormone produces more work, and they go hand in hand to like be able to work with each other. So it was a really cool conversation when we were talking about it. But those are like some of the key takeaways.
Gotcha.
Um, it's like The answer is always it depends. So using that one, you can ask better questions if you ever go to like the doctor and stuff. So that way it's everybody knows how to properly use their community, because it's like not all martial artists are sports trainers.
For sure.
So like if you ask them for technical training, they could do that. But if you ask them for like workout stuff, it's still going to lean towards technical training. So like if you want to focus on your body, go see a sports training professional. Now, unless they're at that really cool intersection where they're both a black belt in something and they're like, you know, a doctor or
Yeah.
like like a certified sports trainer, then that's kind of a bonus. But more than likely, most people that you train with don't have both. They're either good at one or the other.
Tear. That's like us.
You know, the community, because it's like not everybody can be a master at everything, but we know like where to go for those resources.
Mhm.
Yeah. I guess like with kind of that spread, um, did anything kind of like stick out with maybe something you've noticed for yourself or interested in?
Yeah, so you said like, okay, you said 2 weeks peak and then 1 week before is the weakest, but then what happens during the week? Is that I'm like the weakest of the week, or what type of training should entail?
Go that deep into it.
Mm.
It was just more of like understanding the week in general. So
Gotcha.
it's like it takes 2 week you're 2 weeks at the peak leading up to ovulation, and then as the cycle is happening, it goes down. So
So
like wherever that is for you would be where you can
so
figure
when
it out.
and then when you say peak, what kind of training structure should you do?
Let me see here. I have that.
'Cause I know she said the weakest was so she said the weakest was to do like micro drilling, and then during the strongest, when you peak 2 weeks before, what kind of training structure should you do? Like more weights, explosive weights? Like what does she suggest?
Okay, hold on.
Mhm.
Since she's not here, I'm just going off of the meeting recording note. So I'll ask the memory on behalf of you right now.
Shout out to Vic.
Yeah, thank you, Vic.
Yes. It's helpful for all women out there.
Um, and it's really interesting that you have these two, because it's like um, you know, you have to be able to ask these questions, because there are some questions that it's like you can't prepare for everything,
Mhm.
and like having the resources to answer these questions are um,
It's paramount.
just really important. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like during your power phase. Let's see here. When estrogen is rising, your body is primed and you're at your absolute strongest, and your pain tolerance is at its peak. That would be the time for hard sparring, aggressive heavy back work, and then like plyometrics and explosive movements.
Okay.
So this is where you can go like really hard, since your body can handle the nervous system tax during that phase.
Gotcha. I kind of assumed.
Beginning of your cycle, weeks 1 and 2 would be like that, and then at week 3 would be the deload phase, um, where it says the estrogen and progesterone spikes, and it's at its weakest. So you would be doing things like you dial it back and you go more to um, isometric holds. So like if you think about how yoga and Pilates feel, or like
Mhm.
doing forms in traditional martial arts, this would be the restoration side of training.
Gotcha. Love that. Because I actually do that myself. I'm not gonna lie. When I kind of, if I have my time of the month, then I kind of like just do that as a deload because there's really no way around it, and then kind of build from there. It's really helpful to do it like that, anyways, as a woman.
And even for me too, like if I was talking about the, you know, from the men's perspective, that cycle of what happens in a month for women, I feel like, and especially like as I'm getting older, I'm 29 now, I feel like it happens in a day for guys. Like for me, because of the way that my rhythm goes,
Mhm.
I actually feel really, really strong first thing in the morning. Or it might be at night, but like whenever I do those, it actually balances, and
Mhm.
it actually pulls the energy and it borrows it from the other side of the day. So whenever I do my hard work, it'll actually optimize for later on anyway. Um, I forget like where I saw it from, and like I can fact check this too, but it exists very minutely for guys like that, where it's like that hormonal cycle is just it's a much smaller window. It's like a day or two.
That's
Just
funny.
because of like the testosterone helps with like doing the work and it kind of accelerates the recovery, at
Hmm.
least like physically. Um,
S-
yeah, it's a lot. It's just a lot of study on like where your body is its most strong. Like for me, if I could work out really hard at like 1 o'clock, that is my absolute strongest. Like at the peak of the sun being up
that
is
is
kind of like what I train myself to do.
that is so not me. I'm not gonna lie. That's like when I'm like, oh, the sun is like so bright. Time to go inside.
I feel I'm more like solar power. That's what it feels like. Like, oh, the sun's up. That means my power is up there too.
Gotcha.
And then even at night, like sometimes if I have like a really um, intellect focused day or like software day, sometimes I will feel the most awake and powerful at like the middle of the night, where it's like
Same.
11:30 p.m. I'll be like, no, we got to build something. We got to do
Yes.
something with this. And it's like,
The inspiration.
yeah, always
Yes.
inspired.
Yes. That's funny.
Yeah, I think it would be kind of cool to have maybe a conversation between the two of you. We can coordinate that. I think, are you in the school community still?
Not that not that I know of. I haven't. Yeah, I think I am.
No, I should have. I'm gonna go ahead and give you the link in our chat here.
Okay. Oh wait, the chat.
There you go.
Save it though.
Use that when you're ready.
Okay.
Cool. Well, yeah, that was just like a little segment on that one. We have. Unless you have any other questions, maybe we can save that for like a bigger kind of like one-to-one interview between the two of you. That'd be kind of fun.
Yes, I would love that. Oh my goodness, have so many questions.
And we can hold that workshop online too. So, like, if you know any other people that are interested in this topic, I think that webinar would be really important to
Oh
have
yeah.
as like a recorded session.
For sure. Listen, I look on YouTube all the time for tips about for like women fighters. There are very, very small amount that actually do like the content and the educational aspect of it. So that'd be helpful.
For me too, like I really enjoy studying the technical aspect of like how women fight is because it looks different, you know? Like there's a lot more tactic that goes behind fighters who like, they're physically smaller, but they move differently. Like for me, I'm like 200 pounds. The way that I move is like it consumes a lot of energy
Mm,
and there's a lot less action, but there's more power. So the way that I train for my body type is way different than somebody who weighs like 70 pounds less than me. You know what I mean?
but I'm
I
trying to get
used to
more power.
smaller. I was just like, okay, I don't have enough mass to like cause a lot of damage sooner. But if I go for stamina and speed, it's different. But like as I'm getting older, my body's changing. I'm like a tank now, and it the training feels a lot different.
That's a good thing, right?
It's a good thing, yeah. But like just learning your body as it changes too, because it's like it's always changing. You just need the self awareness
Yeah.
as you do your stuff.
Yeah, I definitely understand that because in the beginning, when I first had camp for Muay Thai, it was my body was like going through the ringer, and then now I know when to like pull back. I'm like, okay, you have a good balance in when to go hard and when to pull back.
Um, cool. Well, we got two more topics. There is the journaling aspect, which is the pedagogy, and then there is the business side. So if we think mind, body, and spirit, but spirit is replaced with digital stuff, I guess we could do that too.
Okay.
So you have mind and digital systems left. Which one would you like to go over
Mind
next?
or digital? Digital. Let's do digital. Yes.
So let's see here. We have a skill to present to you. If you could clone your brain so that way it sits outside of you as a system. Um, Not only for you to build and like learn from, but it's also like if anybody wants to access your brain, which is what social media is,
Mhm.
it's just it's an autobiography in a way. But if you orient the autobiography with the ability to interact with people and then like give them something like, a meal plan or a workout plan or, you know, booking a call with you if they want to like train with you in person or something like that. That's basically the aspect of what your avatar is.
Mhm.
It's just something that represents you without you needing to spend the time there. Um, I guess in your experience too, because like we've all been making content for a while, and like I don't have a lot of the problems that people have when they first start. So I'm just kind of curious, like what your I guess like feeling. I refer to them as like bottlenecks, I guess. Like what are some things that you wish could be done for yourself, if that makes sense?
Oh, I would say like responding back to emails, responding back to like promotional emails as well, like people reaching out for if you want to like do brand ambassading or even what's the other option, like sponsorships. Basically being like a personal assistant. That would be very helpful because not only are you doing the content creating, the filming, the directing of creating your personal brand, but managing your personal brand is also an aspect that I'm learning day to day.
Um,
Yeah.
it's a really funny conversation to sit there because there's such a debate on like personal brands are dead or like personal brands are up. And people use those things to cause hysteria so that
Mhm.
way they can, manipulate attention so they can make money. Realistically, nothing exists. The only thing that exists is spending time and the present. When you think about a personal brand, there's a shift that you have to have for yourself where it's like, what knowledge am I accessing to deal with this problem right now? If the problem's in front of me, how would I get it done? And instead of just kind of acting on it with instinct, making a book for yourself um, is split into two categories. The first one is a Wikipedia or like a knowledge base for yourself. And then the second one is the actual recipe of putting it together, which is called a standard operating procedure. In computer and corporate terms,
So Pete.
we use these things, yeah, to bring it together. But like whether you know it or not, we do that for ourselves already. Oh, I've done this 10 times. There's a pattern to this. This is the most efficient way to get it done. So that way I don't have to think about discovering a way to do it. I've done it before. It's in my head. I've done it. And then we'll just do it again. In your computer system, you also need that. So, like, we have the ability to use AI. It's predictive thinking based on a very small set of knowledge. But AI is way too broad. It has access to all of the knowledge in the entire human database. And if you were to give that to a human, they actually would do nothing because AI is just data, and data is retrospective, meaning it's history. It's only something you could look back on. Human creativity is forward thinking. That's the thing that we can do every day. So when you create your system in the middle, what you can do is you can stay human while your data sits here. So you kind of have to exist only two places. It's not everywhere at once, it's only two places where I am physically, and then what my time can serve to people without me. So,
Mhm.
like for me, a lot of my assets are already digitized. I have a course for Muay Thai. I have a lot of documentation already written down. So if somebody else comes across it, they can catch up and then spend time with me in the present. Um, I'm getting a little bit away from like what I was talking about earlier with the personal brand stuff,
Mhm.
but I use that as a foundation because if you want the thing that you're asking for, you have the tools to do it. And the tools is through um, making a database and then linking up either Claude, Cowork, or Codex to it. Um,
Database of what?
So like the database can literally just be like a giant text document or spreadsheets or a PowerPoint. If you think about like a filing cabinet, if you were to train a front desk person, right, and you have to think big, okay, because the way that you do one thing is the way you can do 1,000 things. If you go really big, and now you have KDF Incorporated, you have 10,000 employees that all take care of your business, and they're all like doing things.
Yes.
Okay, there's only one front desk. The front desk touches the other 9,999 employees who are all specialized in their own things and they take care of what they need to. But everybody goes to the front desk person only. The very first question is, what does your company do? Company as in like life and like, you know, making money as like a business. But in order for that autoresponder to be done, you have to think about them already ahead of time. So like, what are the likely questions people would come to talk to you for?
Macros.
And then what needs to happen or where do people need to go in order to get that line of questioning, like an FAQ or frequently asked question board. The very first thing you need to do is write down a frequently asked question to yourself. When you have that done, do you pay for ChatGPT?
Do I what?
Do you subscribe to ChatGPT?
Yeah, I use it all the time.
GPT has it's included in your plan, and you can start learning this now. Actually, it's called Codex. If you download the desktop version of Codex, it'll attach to your computer and start making a nest there.
Mm-hmm.
The nest is a repository of all of the conversations you're going to have. So instead of it lasting on the computer, it's going to be on your or on the cloud. It's going to be on your computer.
Okay.
And I want you to think about this computer as like a child who really just wants to help you, and they have access to the internet, and they'll only do exactly what you say,
Yes.
or like your base level employee. So
The warrior, the little warrior on the
yeah,
chessboard.
that's your front desk person.
Mm-hmm.
And what I do is every day, first thing in the morning, I learn how to update systems. And then I think about everything that's going on in my life, business, life, projects, stuff like that. And then I make a decision on it. Everything gets touched while the AI is listening. And then it compacts it and it puts it away in the filing cabinet.
Mm-hmm.
So that way, as you start to do that every day, you're gonna build patterns. Like, oh, I noticed that every day when I answer this question on email, this is typically the draft. You can connect your Codex agent to your email, and it will read every email that you've ever written to learn your tone. And you can tell it, hey, when people ask about sponsorships, I need you to display my media kit. Here's all my socials. This is what I charge per post, and this is how to work with me. So when some random person goes like, "Hey, do you want to be a sponsor?" It'll go, "Oh, that's a sponsorship thing. Here's a sponsorship package reply," and then it'll go back to sleep. And you can do that.
Okay, okay. I had a question about that. Um, so then now that goes into like the reply back. So like it's gonna also be able to reply back for me as like a personal assistant.
What I do with mine is that anything that's AI generated from me actually tells people that it was sent with my assistant.
Oh wow.
So you're like, "Hey, my name's Dila. I'm Gina's AI assistant, but I'll help you with this." If you reply to it, he'll know that it wasn't good enough, and we'll just pick it up from here. So it's like it's really transparent with like this is something that Gino has already thought about
Mm-hmm.
in depth, and he trusts an AI to be able to do this for him, which is a majority of the things that I deal with. But
It's like a chat, a little chat. Yeah.
basically,
Cool. Love that.
um, in the beginning, just like an employee, you don't want the day one employee to represent you. So what you do is you put what's called a guardrail up. The guardrail is, hey, when the phone rings, I need you to pick up the phone, and you say, Hi, you've reached Geno Incorporated. How can I help you?
Yes.
And if they say something that you don't know, I need you to say, I'll be right back. Let me ask him, which is the feedback loop of training.
Mhm.
So it's like you don't give them full reign of everything right off the bat.
Yeah.
You say, you're just allowed to do this. I need you to book appointments and, you know, give them our business card. Those are like literally the only two things that you're allowed to do.
Oh.
If there's anything else outside of those two things, come and get me.
Okay, so wait, does that include like socials though? Because that's just email. So are you saying like I should just put all the people from socials and then go straight to email?
So like ideally email is the best way because it guarantees delivery
Mhm.
because like not everybody is on every platform. So like social media into email is like the best. However, there are tools that help you with social media DMs, but there's too many. Like I don't want
Yeah.
to go into Facebook and answer Facebook messages and then Instagram, blah blah blah. Like it would be easier to just put them all in the same place. And it actually doesn't matter where I'm talking to people. The conversation exists. So having the echo of like, I'm going to broadcast a message, it goes out to 10 places, and then I'll get information from those 10 places, and maybe I'll have 1,000 responses. Out of those 1,000 responses, there's probably only three categories of things that I might need to talk about. So I actually don't need to talk to all 1,000 responses. I can talk to the three problems that presented themselves. And then using the AI to constantly translate this to skip a lot of the middle ground, I answer these three problems and then that goes back out when I can sit over here.
My goodness.
So it's a lot of like predictive thinking with like fighting, if I punch, you might slip to this side, but if, you know what I mean?
So how do you track all this though? Is it show you like okay, this is a sponsorship, this is the partnership, you know?
Yeah, it's
Should I pull
it's
a
just like
report
very
or something?
tickets. So like if my time is worth X amount of dollars, I still need to show up presently, which is like if I can get something done in 10 seconds of making a decision or even a split second of making a decision, I'd rather do that than spend like a whole hour trying to craft like perfect response,
Mhm.
if that makes sense. 'Cause, like it's already something I already did, so I can just connect it to a memory.
Lucky you.
But it's never too late, because there's this it's a process of backlogging. So like what I do for a lot of my social media clients is I'll spend like 12 hours deeply interviewing this person. Like I'll learn about your psychology, your business, your method of doing leadership, and like everything. I'll spend like 12 hours with this person on camera. And then using that knowledge, I will clone myself in the frame of that person. I will literally put myself in their shoes with my capabilities and I will kind of like make my avatar for them. Geno's capabilities are now yours. Here you go. If I was you, this is what I would do in every aspect because this is what I do for myself.
Mhm.
And then it expands from there. And now they have the mini version of Geno sitting on their computer.
So you could say that would be their completion of your being an employee for you.
Or like even if it's a client, like it's I can exist in a million places at the same time, but it has to be curated for whatever that tool is going to be.
Mm, gotcha. Okay.
But you can do that for yourself too. Um, the way that I would do it is you would sit down with your AI with your intention. You set your intention. It's like meditating. I want this for myself. Now ask me questions until a path reveals itself. And then you have your AI echo chamber this interrogation until you get all of the knowledge you need to go and get it done. And that's it. You do that once a day for like an hour, and I
Uh-huh.
promise you, everything you do for business will like accelerate to infinity and beyond. It's crazy. You spend an hour doing that thinking every day.
Okay.
You don't tell the AI what to do. You tell the AI to ask you questions. So you become the expert for the AI.
You do that at night during when you're like have that creative juices flowing.
I do mine twice a day, actually. Um, I'm a huge video game nerd, so like I have a code name for mine. There is a video game I used to play, which is Mega Man, the Mega Man Battle Network series.
Mhm.
In the video game back when I was a kid, it was a text-based action game, whatever. The phones that we carry right now in the game um, is called a PET, a personal electronic terminal,
Wow.
and um, basically it was an AI for them. And what they did was they had this little cord, it would plug into things, and if something else was broken, they could plug it in and fight the monster inside of it, and then the computer would be fixed. And I was like, that was the whole basis of the game. You just go around the world and do that stuff.
Super cool.
But part of it, my ode to it, is I call it a jack in and jack out sequence, or like logging in and logging out. First thing in the morning when I plug into my computer, I actually type that. I type jack in, and then it starts its sequence. It scrubs everything on all my projects, and then it asks me a question based off of everything that it remembers from the last time. We do all the work, and then when I tell it to jack out, it compresses it at a save point, and it goes, "Here's everything we did today, and all the wiring for the resources, so that way we know where it goes." So that way, when I think about it tomorrow, that seed now has like a root to it. So now tomorrow it has a second root, and then now there's two, then there's four, and then like every day it actually doubles in its ability to help me with stuff. It's
So,
really cool.
so it's like a notification when you say there's a root.
It's like if you could think about how your nerves connect to your body.
Mhm.
When you move your finger, you're activating like
Like a processor.
more muscle, right? The muscles are connected to the tendons, connected to the bones, stuff like that. So like if I spent all day exercising my finger, you know, I will remember tomorrow how to move this finger.
Uh-huh.
Every day, like try not to master the whole system in a day because you're gonna get lost.
Mhm.
It's actually a lot easier to just like, let's just learn one skill and remember that skill for tomorrow. And that's it. It's just like training, you know.
Gotcha. Okay. And then the guardrails. How do you get the guardrails?
You actually use that word you when you're training it.
Mhm.
Um, you go, I do it like code. So like if I could switch into computer mode for a second and like you're my AI assistant or whatever, this is how I would start the day. Let's see, what do I have to do today? Let's say I want to make a social media post, okay? I'm gonna pretend that you are my employee, but I want you to listen to it with how I talk to my AI. So I'm actually talking to an employee.
Okay.
We're gonna make a social media post today based on my latest video for Roundhouse Kick. I'm gonna make 7 slides long. Make sure that each of the slides follows my video and the transcript. You're gonna put it on Canva for me. Let me know when you put it on Canva, and then it goes and it does it immediately. But if
Wait.
it goes, hey, I don't know where Canva is. Oh, I probably should have given to you. I probably should have given that to you before we started. My bad. Here you go. Here's my Canva here. All right, go. And then it's going to come up with some AI generated stuff, and I'm not going to like it. And I go, all right, cool. Thank you for doing the thing that I asked you to do. Let me spend my actual time designing this thing instead of thinking about where to place it and starting from scratch.
Mhm.
Cool. Now, if you're my employee and I need you to know this, I'll go watch and learn. And then I'll hop on the computer while you're watching me and I'll do it myself. I'll design the entire thing the way that I like it, and it might take me a while.
Yeah.
And then I'll go, what did you learn? What do you think I like? Confirm your understanding. Oh, I noticed that you like this. You really like the colors black and gold. You're a cyberpunk enthusiast and you have a knack for high fashion. And you always use the thing where it's like comment or DM this one keyword to make sure that people know how to reach you on your social media.
Uh-huh.
Did I learn that correctly? And I'll go, yes, that's it exactly. Remember that for the next time I ask you this skill.
Do you really have to double tap and say that? Or it isn't do you really have to like double tap and say to remember it? Or it doesn't automatically remember?
So it's like it's in the session. You have to do that feedback loop for yourself. So it's like because you're training them, You have to exist on the other side of training in order for the AI to meet you there.
Okay.
So it's a
Gotcha.
lot harder and it requires a lot more thinking
Yeah.
because it's like I'm doing it now and I'm training whoever is watching me to do it again right after. So you have to be really articulate with what you're saying.
Well, that's a knowledge base creation right there as well. Okay,
So
got it.
when I need to make the social media scale, I can just say, "Hey, it's time to make social media content again. Can you do it like we did yesterday, but do it for the sound off video?" Can do, boss. I'm going to try my best. And it's going to go to yesterday's memory and it's going to try it again. And I'll just tell it what it did well, what it didn't do well. And then we try again tomorrow.
So sound off meaning like you have like another video, but cater to those who are watching it sound off.
Like sounding off, like making noise when you're fighting.
Oh, it's adding the noise in there.
Like I have a video talking about how to breathe
Hmm.
and and make noises while you're fighting.
Gotcha.
So if I was to ask it again tomorrow, I'd be like, hey, we need to make another post, but focus it on this topic.
Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. I was just trying to think about like other topics in correlation.
Yeah. It's like being a plumber and an electrician at the same time, but it's just for memories. So it's like whatever you, AI is only as useful as its operator. So like if you yourself don't know how to articulate what you can do, you don't know it deep enough. But teaching is the highest form of learning. So if you can teach it to yourself, you actually are learning it way deeper than anybody else who has no awareness.
Right.
Which is why I like doing AI so much because it's exactly like martial arts training.
It's the best assistant.
Yeah. The software that's up here for martial arts destruction works the same way when you produce things. So, like cutting and burning can be destructive words, but if you use it in the context of slicing vegetables and cooking food, it becomes healing. So, it's the same.
Gotcha.
It's just a
They're
tool.
both, yeah, right. They're both tasks.
Yeah, I shared that with you too because it's like I remember the last time we were talking about your social media.
Mhm.
Everybody kind of needs that alter ego. You know what I mean? Because it's like I'm sure you don't want to be posting on social media all the time, but that's something that you could build for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds very helpful. So how long did it take for you to create to what you have now?
I have an advantage because I'm already technologically savvy and I move really fast.
Mhm.
Um, but like I've been working on my systems for like years.
Oh,
It's the same way as like martial arts. It's like it looks easy when I explain it to you like this, but when you actually sit down and do it, you're like, wow, there's like 30 things I need to do right now to get this one thing done.
that's why I said it's like you're the data scientist, the product manager, all that. So and then the trainer too. And the person that's creating the training stuff for the your assistant. So yeah, it's basically everything.
Term is called a software engineer.
Yeah.
We are knowledge workers. Anything I don't do physically is all theoretical, and being able to organize it and treat your brain like a computer
Mhm.
to create this skill for other people to use, whether it's human or AI, that that's just software. That's all it is.
Gotcha. Sounds better. Sounds better and sounds more like a higher salary. So I like that.
Well, yeah. Maybe on like some other thing, if you're interested in it, I can help you learn it a little bit more later. But yeah,
And that's
it's kind of like four of them I'm building this for. So that way, when I want to do marketing stuff, I go, hey, marketing team, let's take care of all four of our clients. Then everybody gets done, and then I go take a nap.
okay. How long does that take?
Too long. Like my AI systems, if I was to ask it, I think there's like tens of thousands of hours inputted into me sitting on this computer to program the thing.
Goodness. So like we're talking about 4 hours for all your clients type of thing.
Compounds too, and like I don't stop thinking about it. So it's like I have timestamps of every time I touch my system, and I think I spend like at least like 8 hours on the computer for most of my work days.
I mean, you are the software engineer, so hey, there you go.
reduce that, still have the same efficiency, so that way I can go and train again. I'm like, and put it on weight.
Full-time job for now.
Yeah, for now. Yeah. Um, I guess is there anything in there that you might be interested? Like, if you could get one of those things done for yourself, what would that be?
The editing part for sure, cause like, I feel like there's such a limit to my creativity. Like, I mean, you probably already know, like, if people get from other videos and like, okay, I'm gonna make a video just like that. It's kind of like a trend. But to create what you just said, which is more of like an educational content, that is a little bit, I don't say more tedious, but it's definitely different than just doing something that's relatable or trending. So that would be very helpful to have that type of application that would take care of that educational. But for me, like, um I'm not like a coach, I'm not a coach or anything like that. So I was trying to find out what the right niche was for me. And it wasn't doing like the educational stuff because I'm not a coach. Like I can't really have people book, a coaching session with me or anything like that, or even have like an online product or digital product because I'm not a coach. It's more of like I'm just a fighter. I think that was like the difference with everything.
So, like for you, I think when we talked about this the last time, yours was more focused around like you liked cooking,
Mhm.
right? You don't have to be a five-star Michelin chef to start a cooking channel. You can just cook, right?
Okay.
You, I don't know if I was, just this is me AI generating something for you. You can be a cook who really likes high protein foods who happens to do martial arts as the reason why she likes cooking these. So if people know you from martial arts, be like, yeah, I like doing martial arts. This is my journey right here. But these are some resources that I do for myself that you might like. So like if you want my recipe book, I like playing with recipes every day. It's $10 a month. And I update this recipe book like every other day because all I like to do is eat, sleep, and train. You know what I mean?
Don't forget
You
work.
don't have to for that. You can just be like, I just like cooking. If you want to cook what I cook, instead of taking me out to dinner, you can just follow my recipe book, and that could be something
So it
like
goes back to the digital product. Okay.
and like software, digital products, courses. Those are all the same thing. So like whatever is most valuable to you that you wish that you learned, that's the channel. So like for me, my big theme is I wish I had the journaling capacity that I have now when I first started martial arts. If I had the way that I journaled now back at the beginning, I would be like eons ahead. Like I would have mastered my skill like within the first 25 hours of training versus like at the 173rd. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That's what I like doing for martial artists. It's like helping you learn faster than literally everybody else.
Faster.
You know, that's up to me. You're gonna learn faster than everyone else.
You're definitely the ultimate coach. Ultimate virtual coach.
I'm a coach. I teach teachers how to teach, and I teach
Oh my
learners how
god.
to learn.
You're your favorite coach, favorite coach's coach.
Yeah,
MVP of coaches.
you have to serve that for yourself on both sides because, like, at the end of the day, nobody else is going to swing your arms and legs for you in the fight. That's all you.
100%.
You can keep that as the philosophy at the end of your logging. But yeah, I know we're kind of we're approaching the end of time here, but I hope you learned something
Yes,
there.
I did.
If you want me to help you with some more of that stuff, I can break this down a little bit more and then make this a resource inside the school community. So if you guys are watching this or anything, just join the school community. It's free. I changed the intake questions. I changed the intake questions.
Okay.
It's a trade. It's a trade now. The school membership is free, but you have to answer these questions.
Wow, guys.
What are your personal goals and hobbies? And how can the Warrior Scholar Academy help you? And in return, the third question is what do you wish to contribute to the Warrior Scholar Academy? So in order to get this knowledge, you have to be able to give knowledge. That's
Oh.
it. I don't want your money. It's just
That's
knowledge.
that's the
Unless
ultimate
you produce
coach.
something. But
Hope you guys heard that. We got a lot of likes and views so far. So
oh yeah, I forgot.
I've been
But
trying to multitask.
reach out to me or Katie, and we'll be able to help answer some stuff. I do design. Oh, for you, Katie, actually, if you want to learn design principles or like um, the production aspect of it,
Mhm.
I teach my interns on a recurring basis every week. So like uh, you can you can just audit a session while we're learning those skills. I'll teach you like how to master Canva and AI for generating stuff, and it's really cool.
Okay. You said production and what was the other one? Oh, was it said films?
Canva, it's the digital. I don't even know how to describe it. It's a design platform,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I use it.
but there's more compound skills that you can use it for. Where it's instead of just a simple jab, cross, and hook. I'll show you how to like.
Ooh,
I'll show you what it can actually do. It's really cool.
okay. Yeah. I only use it for YouTube thumbnails. That's literally it.
Mm. Well, yeah. Well, I guess we could wrap up the session there. I guess for you, we can schedule a session between you and Vic. I'll do like an email thread between
Okay.
the three of us and see when we could coordinate that. Um, but I think you two would have a really cool conversation.
Yes. Do you know where she is located?
I think she's in Belgium, so we'll have to deal
No
with that time
way.
difference.
That is crazy. Love that. So Germany.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, okay. I love Germans are so cool. They have a lot of intellect for sure. I just
I'll load up. I'll just use that budget to fly people around. We can just do this all together.
yes, let's make a business trip. I'll be down. Just let me send me the cool invite. Can you go ahead and put your what is your like socials and stuff? I put it in, but just want to shout it out.
Can you please just contact me? Just to email me at admin@genokinton.com. Um, that is the one that you'll send it to, so I'll put it in our chat here.
Yes.
That is my email. It runs my life for me. Everything that goes in that email box gets taken care of by being consistent. So
Um,
website as well. So myname.com is the best way to look at my resources. I'm going to
yes.
be updating it. So like right now it's still kind of wonky, but you know it'll be for use for you guys later on.
Gotcha. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you
Thank
so
you so much.
yes, it was always a good pleasure speaking with you again. I got a lot of good information.
Glad. All right. Well, if you guys like the video, like the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. And for now,
Okay,
guys have a good one. All right.
have a good night. Bye.
Bye bye, Katie.
Oh, hey. Goodness, y'all. Right. Switch it over to the front camera. Well, guys, thank you so much for subscribing and staying tuned to the channel. Shout out to Gino. He did a really good one, you guys. I didn't do an intro, I'm so sorry. But basically that was just the intro of what Gino is basically, I would say, martial arts content creator, but he's moving now toward connecting and networking for individuals who are also in the same realm, who are interested in either, promoting themselves, any type of martial art aspect, whether it's even fitness. Obviously, you guys could have heard about the other woman who is in health science. So I don't think you guys said any questions. Yeah. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Subscribe to the channel and bye. Have a good night, guys.